Chapter 16, Monster. Ooh, okay. Let's see what happens today. I'm hesitant to go to the field today. I can't imagine why. I woke up late, so there's not enough time to grab breakfast, but I don't think I could eat if I tried. My stomach is a ball of nerves. Hi? Cadence? Oh, hi, Alex. Before I can tell him why I'm lurking outside his room, he averts his eyes and walks quickly away. I hope things will go back to normal eventually. Agent Albatross has enough on his plate as it is. Melvin! Your eyes, my dude, your eyes, please.
Cadence?
Mel, good morning. How are you feeling?
Tired? You?
Ready to go home. Would you like to walk to practice together?
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly his eye bags disappeared.
Yes, please.
He seems in a much better place than last night. Yes? Question mark? He falls into step beside me, and together we head for the field. I mean, I guess he's just tired, but I don't know. We're both quiet. The enormity of what we're about to do looms before us. Most of the band is already gathered around the podium, waiting for me to take my place at their helm. As we approach, they turn towards me. The section leaders' faces are set with determination. Everyone else looks more alive than they have in a while. They know something is about to go down. I stand before them as though I'm about to lead stretches, but I make no move to do so.
Where's Mr. Wiley?
Here I am. I'm here. Cadence, start on stretches. I want to get started right away today.
It goes against all of my instincts, but I don't move. I stand with my feet firmly planted on the ground. Briefly, my eyes scour the crowd for Melvin to glean some strength from the sight of him, but I don't spot him. He must be tucked in the back with his section. Is he, though? Mr. Wiley shuffles through his things aimlessly. A few seconds pass, and he realizes that the band has not reacted to his orders.
Cadence, I said get started.
I take a deep breath. Here we go.
What are you, deaf? Stretches! Now!
Slowly, steadily, I turn to face him. No.
No.
We are done with band camp, Mr. Wiley. It's time you let us go home.
Oh. Is that what you think?
He takes a step towards me. I hold my ground. I have the rest of the band behind me on this, quite literally.
Over my dead body.
Band isn't over until I say it is.
No. We are the Blue Mountain Bandits marching band, and we've had enough. Mr. Wiley squares his shoulders and faces me, blue eyes sparking dangerously. Yet he says nothing.
He's not going to back down easily. Tell him, Cadence.
Tell me what?
I reach into my back pocket and pull out the crumpled emails. We know about the bet you have going with Miss Kraft, and we know about the lies you fed to our parents as well. Don't forget about his medication. That's right. On top of that, you're refusing to take the medication for your anxiety. Isn't that right? Silence hangs in the air, thick and heavy. Say something already!
So it was you who was in my office that night, using my printer. I should have known.
Not the response I was expecting, but it's time that I strike the final blow. I don't think our parents would be too happy to hear you deceive them. They would go straight to the school to complain. And after hearing about everything you've done, I imagine Blue Mountain would be very inclined to reopen the position for band director. Don't you agree, Mr. Wiley? He just had it ready to go. Something cool presses into my forehead. Damn, no hesitation. This is the closest I think the gun's gotten to our body. The screams of my peers fill my ears, and my heart rate rockets sky high. But all I can see are the cold blue depths of Mr. Wiley's eyes boring into mine.
Say that again. I dare you.
Cadence!
Get away from her! Mr. Wiley, put the gun down at once! Please! Ugh.
Shut up!
Mr. Wiley's bellow silences the crowd at once. Everyone stands frozen where they are, staring at me in horror. I don't dare move. I can feel tears rolling down my cheeks, but I don't even try to wipe them away. Am I going to die?
Was there something else you wanted to say, Cadence?
I try to find my voice, but it's gone. My throat is drier than a desert. My heart is pounding so fast I fear it might burst. Slowly, Mr. Wiley draws the gun away from my head.
That's what I thought. Now, let's set up for a run.
Nobody moves. My friends are shaking and crying, helpless to do anything.
Set up for a run! Or do I need to find better means of motivation?
The muzzle of the gun jabs me in the stomach, and I utter a small yelp. The band immediately springs into action, going to find their opening places. In the corner of my eye, I can see Tom and Peter standing together, glaring at Mr. Wiley as though sizing him up. Oh god, please don't let them try anything. I don't blame them for being like, is there any way we can just tackle this guy and get... Mr. Wiley presses the gun into my back.
On to the left. Move.
It is then that I find my voice. Please, Mr. Wiley, please don't point that...
The left. Now.
I quickly obey his order, keeping my head down as I step onto the lift. He follows. The lift shudders to life and rises up beneath me. I watch the faces of my friends get farther and farther away. I take deep breaths to keep from hyperventilating, but it's no good. Sobs threaten to suffocate me. I'm shaking so hard I can barely see straight. My legs are going weak. Horrible images of what he might do to me flash through my mind. Is he going to make an example of me? The lift grinds to a halt and I nearly lose my balance and fall right over the edge. I spin to face Mr. Wiley, gasping. Please don't do this! Please. Please, I don't want to die! I feel like a little kid as I beg for my life. He looks at me with a disgusted expression, as if I'm a filthy, buzzing fly rather than a human.
I'm not going to hurt you unless you give me a reason to.
He brushes me aside, raising his megaphone to his lips.
Run the show. Let's see how well you do without a drum major.
Oh, well that's ominous. Those cold words send a new wave of terror over me. I fall to my knees, clinging to the lift's railing as the first notes of Mars peal forth from the marching band beneath us. If you're in the band right now, like, what do? Do you intentionally mess up to try to save your friend's life? Like, huh? What do you do in the situation? My heart's pounding even faster than the drums. My entire body is shaking. Or do you worry that if you don't do well, your friend's life is forfeit? I don't even know. It takes me a minute to realize Mr. Wiley has knelt down next to me. His eyes are cold as he gazes at me, devoid of empathy. When did everything change? What happened to the Mr. Wiley I thought I knew? I suppose he never existed.
Look at me.
Choking back tears, I force myself to meet his hollow stare. There's no trace of the band director I thought I knew left in those eyes. Not anymore.
You're going to forget everything you found out, aren't you?
Sobs rack my body, but I manage to force out a reply. Yes! The band punctuates my agreement with a fierce crescendo.
The medication, the bet.
Yes! Yes, all of it!
You'll stay in band camp and continue working on the show. Convince all of your friends to do the same.
I nod my head vigorously.
Good. That's what a good drum major would do.
He slowly stands back up as the opener draws to a close and the ballad begins.
If you knew what I knew, you would want to stay here too.
What is he talking about? He stares towards the distant mountains, his eyes misty.
You would stay forever if you had to.
The band continues performing the show, but he barely seems to take notice. Only on the final cutoff does he snap back to reality.
That was no good! Again!
We need our drum major!
Let her go!
She's staying here with me. Now set up for another run.
You let her go right now!
He's like, Mr. Wiley's eyebrows shoot straight up. The uncharacteristic outburst has caught him off guard.
I'm sorry, Poptart, but who do you think is in charge?
He points the gun down towards the field.
Do I need to teach you all another lesson in respect? Answer me!
No.
I noticed you were out of step once or twice in that last run, Poptart. You shouldn't be making easy mistakes like that anymore. If you really want to help your drum major out, then you'll do a better job on the second run. How about it?
For a few seconds, nobody moves. Then they begin shuffling back towards the opening set, moving cautiously and quietly. Melvin, however, rigidly stays where he is, glaring up at Mr. Wiley. I attempt to catch his eye and give him a little shake of my head. He abruptly turns and slinks away to his spot.
There now. I wish they were always this well-behaved, don't you, Cadence?
I don't humor him with an answer. Mr. Wiley keeps me by his side for the full 3 hours of rehearsal. It feels so much longer. I want to cry with relief when it's over.
Arc it up! We're going straight into afternoon music rehearsal and we'll be holding it here.
Wait! No! I open my mouth to protest, but then the gun catches my eye and I say nothing. The band is deathly silent as well. They have no choice but to do as Mr. Wiley commands. For the entire day, I am trapped on the lift with Mr. Wiley. Well, that went very well. The sun scorches my skin. My heart clenches painfully at the sight of my friends' defeated faces. They drag their feet and keep their eyes nailed to the ground. If they happen to reach their spots early, they collapse for a brief respite until Mr. Wiley forces them back to their feet seconds later. Into the night. Time doesn't seem to exist anymore. There is nothing but this numbing fear, the scalding summer heat, and the burning thirst that continues to build in the back of my throat. I can't imagine how my friends must be feeling, forced to practice the show again and again down on the field.
That's it. You need a break. We're done here.
I stifle a scream as the lift creaks and plunges back down to the earth. Mr. Wiley gives me a rough shove once we reach the ground. On wobbly legs, I hurry towards my friends. Susie is the first one to meet me, crushing me in a hug. I squeeze my eyes shut and cling to her, trembling uncontrollably.
See you all for tomorrow's practice. Bright and early.
As soon as Mr. Wiley is gone, chaos descends. Ooh, this music, eh? You're okay, Cadence, you're okay! So many of my friends are panicking. Everyone has their phone out attempting to call 911, but no calls get through. I'm sure you guys have probably tried that by now, right? That's it! I'm going back to my room and packing my bags! How do you plan on getting out of here? I don't care! All I know is that I'm leaving! Come on, Peter!
Everyone meet at the fence. We'll dig our way out of here even if we have to use our hands. Cadence?
Tom rests his hand on my shoulder. I blink back to reality and let go of Susie. I'm still the drum major. I have to lead this band. I straighten up and square my shoulders. Tom is right. It's too dangerous to stay here any longer. But what if he comes after us?
It doesn't matter. We can't stay here.
Get moving. Go back to your rooms, grab your things, and meet at the fence. And be quick about it.
Let's go, people. Don't take more than 10 minutes.
One look at the fear-filled, tear-stained faces around me and my heart burns with hatred for Mr. Wiley. I won't let him hurt any of you. I struggle to locate a particular face, but there's no time. I'm swept up in the crowd as all of us take off for the lodge. We're gonna have to go find Melvin, aren't we? He's gonna, like... I'm murdering... He's like, I'm just gonna murder Wiley in his sleep. Tom and Susie stick close by my side, keeping me steady. You guys are such good friends! However, my legs are no longer weak. Every vein is bursting with adrenaline now. I let it flow freely, sprinting as fast as I can go. We have 10 minutes. We can't take it all! No. Make sure you have your phone. Bring plenty of water. We might be in the woods for a while. I shove multiple water bottles into my backpack, along with what few snacks I have left. I have my phone and a small amount of money. That will have to do. Ready? Yes, let's go! Most of the band has already congregated by the time we make it to the fence. This is the most desperate they've ever been, like, to get out of here, other than, like, the fire escape. But they're just, like, hoping that Wiley doesn't come out to find them digging their way to freedom.
Eugene!
Susie leaves my side to check on her boyfriend. Tom and a few other guys are struggling to dig into the ground with their bare hands, but it's not that easy.
Now this sucks.
This isn't going to work. The ground is too dry and hard, and I don't have the strength.
That's true. They've been working all day with no breaks, no food, no water. Ugh, what a terrible time to do this.
Would it help if we pour water onto it? I'm willing to try anything.
I have a lot of water. I should help them. But before I can take a single step, someone grabs my arm roughly.
Cadence!
Alex? The look he's giving me strikes fear into my heart. What do you know about Melvin? What's wrong? Did Mr. Wiley see you?
No, it's Poptart.
I swing my head around wildly, scanning my bandmates for that familiar white crop of hair. But he's not here. Where is he? Alex swallows nervously. Tell me, Alex!
I saw him heading into the woods, towards Mr. Wiley's cottage. Cadence, he was carrying a knife.
Oh god, I knew it was gonna be today. I knew today's like, the Yandere's coming out in full. My skin turns cold. Just don't stab me, please. Okay. The next thing I know, I'm running faster than ever before, the woods blurring green around me. It doesn't matter that I didn't tell anyone where I was going. Alex will let them know. There's no time. I have to get to the cottage before it's too late. Whoa. Hello? My screen just went black. Game, don't mess with me. I don't think it affected the recording, but my actual screen just, like, turned off. Like, and goodbye. Too late. Too late. The words echo in my mind as Mr. Wiley's temporary home looms larger and larger before me. As I draw closer, I realize the door is wide open. My heart drops into my stomach. I don't want to go in there. I really don't. But I know I have to. For my friends, my band, but most of all, for him. And can we get Garth while we're escaping too? It's dark inside. The hallway stretches before me, long and narrow. As I run down it, my footsteps echo through the empty house. I don't hear a sound, but somehow I already know where I will find them. Yep. Mel! Oh, he's already drawn blood. He's already drawn blood. I see red. A sickening gash splits open Mr. Wiley's forehead, leaking blood. Interesting place. Melvin stands over him, the bloody knife gripped in his fist, the same scarlet as his flashing eyes. He gives me no flicker of acknowledgement as I enter the room. He gazes down at Mr. Wiley, his expression murderous. I don't even recognize him. I raise my voice to a desperate shriek, but he doesn't even flinch. Melvin! Don't do it! Melvin steps on something with his foot. In the dim light, I can't tell what it is. Not until he kicks it viciously aside and it slides to the other end of the room, far out of reach. Mr. Wiley's gun. I got chills! He's got the little fang! A wicked grin curls Melvin's mouth. Oh my goodness, this is wild.
Who's in charge now?
Answer me.
He points the knife at Mr. Wiley.
Please don't kill me! I'm begging you!
Then beg.
Melvin's eyes flicker in my direction. As they meet mine, the air turns cold around me. Those dead eyes don't belong to the Melvin I know. Those are the eyes of a stranger.
Beg like you made her beg.
I'm sorry! I won't do it again! Now please, put down the knife!
Melvin doesn't move. He continues to gaze at Mr. Wiley, his face strangely blank. I take a careful step forward, reaching one hand towards him. He's right, Melvin. Please, put down the knife. This isn't the way. In response, Melvin takes another step towards Mr. Wiley, who cringes and cowers on the floor. He doesn't tear his eyes from the bloody tip of the knife.
I swore I would protect you.
I stop where I am, afraid to come any closer. I have to convince him with words. And you've done that. Mr. Wiley can't hurt anyone now. Let him go.
I know.
He'll hurt you the first chance he gets. I know he will. Cadence.
If I have to become a monster in order to keep you safe, I'll do it 1,000 times over.
Yeah, but she wouldn't want that from you. If you're doing this for her, then do this for her, okay? She doesn't want it like this. Melvin, no. I would never ask that of you. Melvin, I would never ask that of you. Please. You are right. He is dangerous, but...
He is. So I'm going to do the only thing I can.
He makes a move towards Mr. Wiley, but I cry out, "Stop!"
There's no other way, Cadence!
There's always another way, Melvin. A better way. Please listen to me. I know you may not think much of your life. You think your mind is past repair, but you're wrong. Right now, the world may seem dark, but you have a bright future ahead of you. I know you can't see it, but I can.
What makes you so sure? How can you see it?
Because I'm part of it. But if you do what you're about to do, I can't be part of your future. I can't follow you down that dark path. When did this become Star Wars? Anakin, you're breaking my heart.
Cadence!
All I want to do is be with you!
Then be with me! Leave this loser here and let's go! I know. I want to be with you too, Mel. And if you truly want to be with me, you will put down the knife and back away from what it is you're trying to do. Melvin hesitates, every bit of his body quivering. I hold my breath, waiting for him to make his decision. Then, slowly, the tension releases and he lowers the knife. Wow. You got him good, like right between the eyes. Dang.
Oh, thank you!
Shut up.
Mr. Wiley does as he says. Moving quickly, I cross the room and pick up the discarded gun. Then I approach Mr. Wiley, glaring at him. I point the gun at his feet, too afraid to point it directly at his face like he did to me. This is how it's going to go. You're going to take us to the front gate and open it up, and you're going to let us go home. Capiche?
Kaposh.
Then get up. I signal with the gun for him to do so. Eyes narrowed, he obeys my orders, albeit at an extremely sluggish pace. Don't give me that look! Lead the way, and keep your hands where I can see them. With his hands raised, Mr. Wiley makes his way out of the room. I start to follow. Suddenly, there's a small gasp and a clatter as Melvin's knife hits the floor. He clutches his hair, tears budding in his eyes.
Why?
Why did I do that?
Mel?
Cadence, I swear, I'm not a monster. I don't know what came over me. It's like I wasn't even myself. I just wanted to...
I put a finger to his lips. I would hug him if I could, but I'm too nervous with a firearm in my hand. Besides, now is not the time. I know, but we have to go. We can't lose sight of Mr. Wiley.
Yes.
For a brief moment, he glances towards the knife. I wait for him to pick it up, but he doesn't. He has made the decision to leave it behind. Good man. I don't think we'll be needing it anyways. Not with this real-ass gun. Everyone, back it up! When I come striding up with a gun pointed at Mr. Wiley, the entire band reels backward with shock.
Cadence? What's going on? Mr. Wiley, you're bleeding! What happened?
That's not important right now. Mr. Wiley is going to let us go home. Aren't you? Mr. Wiley doesn't answer me. I want you to unlock the gate and open it. Once we've all gone through, you're to close it and stay in here. Let's not make this more difficult than it has to be, all right? I attempt a dry smile. Mr. Wiley still makes no reply, but he does as I ask, first inputting the code to the electric fence, then inserting a key which opens up the gate. The band cheers as the path to freedom opens before their eyes. You know, this is all great and everything, but this wasn't labeled the final chapter, so I'm like, what happens after we get out of here that happens in the final chapter? That means there's like some other shenanigery is gonna happen before we actually get out of here. I step forward, ahead of the band, a true smile unfolding on my lips. We've done it.
Cadence!
God damn it. Suddenly a strong arm grabs me around the throat. I try to gasp, but my windpipe is crushed instantly. The gun trembles from my grip and Mr. Wiley catches it in one fluid movement. You gotta be frickin' kidding me. No! Cadence!
Don't you dare!
The band clambers forward to help, but they're too late. Mr. Wiley whirls around, dragging me backwards and jabbing the gun against my temple. Well, I did say it's not the final chapter, so... bleh.
Stay where you are. Don't think I won't do it.
Everyone stops in their tracks, helpless, just like before. I want to scream my frustration, but I can barely breathe. Mr. Wiley's arm is still pressed hard against my throat, keeping me nailed to his side. A hostage once more. Damn it! How could I let down my defenses like that? This is all my fault!
Let her go!
Snarling, Melvin throws himself at Mr. Wiley. Please don't get shot. Woo! The world cuts to black. But, no, I'm still alive. No. Mel! No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I open my eyes, my stomach roiling, expecting to see blood. Melvin crouches on the ground before us, curled into a tight ball. He's shaking like a leaf, holding his head in his hands. His eyes are wide and staring, yet seeing nothing. I've seen this sight before. There's no blood. He's unhurt. I'd sigh with relief if I could. Mr. Wiley's pointing his gun at the sky, having fired off a warning shot. He scowls at Melvin, helplessly gripped by fear at his feet.
That was stupid. Someone could have gotten hurt because of you.
Without warning, he brings back his foot, then drives it forward into Melvin's stomach. I utter a strangled cry as he goes down.
Listen up! All of you!
He doesn't have to ask twice. The entire band is gathered around him, listening to every word. I can see all of my fear and frustration reflected back at me.
It's time you knew the truth. The reason for why I'm keeping you here.
We already know. Miss Kraft might not even give you the money for the band.
Marching band is over.
There is no more band!
It dawns on me that Mr. Wiley's grip has loosened enough for me to breathe. But I still can't. What is he talking about?
The school board cut the marching band from Blue Mountain's music program days ago, during the first week of band camp. I kept you here because I didn't want you to find out the truth.
Silence follows his words.
Now you understand that I did what was best for the band. So let's head back to the field and continue working on the show.
Nobody speaks for a long time, until...
No.
Groaning, Melvin struggles to sit up, clutching his stomach. Despite the throbbing pain he must be feeling, he glowers defiantly up at Mr. Wiley.
We're finished.
No more marching band? It's really over?
This sucks. That means all of our hard work and suffering was for nothing. No, it can't be. I refuse to believe it.
No way in hell.
Mr. Wiley, you're insane if you want us to go back and work on the show after learning the truth.
Ridiculous.
There's nothing that can be done. Let us go home. Mr. Wiley hardly seems to hear the rest of the band. He's still looking at Melvin, who has finally managed to stand up.
That's right. You are finished.
What?
Just look at what you've done!
He throws one arm in the direction of the broken band. Many have tears in their eyes. This new information and Mr. Wiley's continued insistence on keeping us here has kept them on the verge of panicking once more.
You caused this! If you hadn't come at me with that knife and put me on the spot, we could still be holding peaceful practices! You're nothing but a liability!
Don't you dare put that on Poptart.
No.
You left me no choice.
Get out. There never was a place for you in this band. You don't belong here. You don't belong anywhere.
Why do I feel like he's heard that before? Melvin!
Get out!
Mr. Wiley fires the gun off into the air once more. Melvin darts past us, pure terror on his face. I want to reach out and catch his hand. I want to hold him and tell him that everything will be okay. But I can't move or speak. I can only watch helplessly as he runs into the wilderness, vanishing amongst the hills and the trees. No. He's gone. I stare helplessly at the last place I saw him. That bright crop of white hair is still burned into my eyes. I don't even notice Mr. Wiley closing the gates, trapping us inside Camp Bearpaw once more. Just like that, freedom is out of our reach once again. Poptart did run out of the fence, right? Like, into that wilderness. There's a chance he can get us help. At least somebody's out there. If he breaks out of his trance anyway. And now I don't even have Melvin by my side.
Let's go!
Come on, everyone. Let's get back on the field.
You gotta be kidding me. They're just gonna die out there.